Can you do a stretch hem on a sewing machine? Absolutely. And this is one of my favourite ones that you can see. I've done it on a pair of shorts and on an ankle cuff. I'm going to show you today how to find one on your machine. And of course, all machines just about have your trusty zigzag. So these hems in the bottom, they're done with a zigzag. That one that popped up there, that's binding done with your zigzag. So if you've seen my binding tutorials and you need full stretchiness and finish with a zigzag, that's how it will look. So that you know that these methods are tried, true, and tested, and these are staple wardrobe items that I'm always wearing. These are what you just saw. 2 pairs of leggings, 1 pair of shorty gym shorts. So today I'm going to show you how not to fight with your machine and achieve a really stretchy thread, which means that you're going to be working in simpatico with your own machine. I'm also going to finish with some bonus segments of how you might achieve a blind hem, a stretchy blind hem, using your sewing machine, and one extra finish for stretch fabrics. So the first step is to find yourself a stretchy piece of fabric that you can use as a test swatch, and you're going to set up and just sew. We'll start with a zigzag, and let's just see how that performs. Your machine is different to my machine, and in this one, you'll see that it does indeed stretch. I'm a little bit worried about the shape of that stitch, though. It's just not quite perfect. There are some actual tension issues going there, so I'm going to have to go and adjust my tension dial. So this is what you do when you do a test swatch. However, the other thing that you need to keep in mind is that I was doing that on a single layer of fabric. When you're going to do a hem, it's always doubled. So try it out with a doubled piece of fabric and see if that makes any difference. Now, this is the fancy hem that I like. It's not my plain zigzag. I don't know what you call that one. And it did work out a little bit better when I did a doubled piece of fabric. But I am also going to adjust the tension, and I think that will help me out even further. So that's what we do. We just go and find your zigzag or any other fancy stitch that your machine has, because this is how I discovered that particular fancy stitch that I'm now using all the time for hems. I just found one that I thought, oh, well, that looks reasonable. I wouldn't mind having that on one of my garments as a hem. It doesn't actually work. Does my machine like doing it? And does it stretch? So get yourself a swatch piece of fabric, double it over, adjust for tension, do your normal trial and error stuff, and then see if it actually stretches. Beautiful. And it's looking very good now. So we're really happy. You can do this for any of the fancy stitches. So let's now go and test it out with the zigzag. That needle moving across is me just running through the different types of stitch selections. I've hit my zigzag, and let's try that one out. I think my tension is sorted out now. It's not gathering that fabric together. And yes, that's really nicely presented, and it has a good amount of stretch in it. I'm actually quite surprised that the one that I prefer, the decorative one, has more stretch. So you might get really surprised with your own machine. All right, let's go and try something I've never tried before, because I've got lots of stitches I've never used on my machine. So why not try it out? Because I'm encouraging you to do this process to find out what your machine likes to do and do well and stretches. Some stitches I've found just don't work at all, and I've been horribly discouraged about the stretch stitch on a sewing machine. Never ever have I had that work correctly. So this process is actually really good to do. Now, I don't like the way that that's not quite even, so I think I need to experiment a little bit more to see if I can get that consistent, or I might decide, no, I won't use that particular one. or I don't like the look of that one as a hemming stitch. Of course, it's going to be in the same thread color as my garment, but it was an interesting experiment and it certainly did stretch. Let's try another new one. Let's see if I like it. Well, actually, I really like the look of that one. I think that could be garment worthy and it stretches amazingly. So that was a good discovery. Okay, there's my experiments. And of course, that one there, that's the one that I have been using as my most preferred hemming for stretchiness. If you've been sitting there going, Lucy, what do you mean by stitch selection? Let me talk you through the machine a little bit. Yours is going to be different. So you will need to know your machine. It is always handy to have your leaflet that came with your machine and to actually take time to go through that. It's also handy to go through on the internet for your specific machine type. But when I do these trials, I haven't paid any attention to the actual settings required for these stitches. I have simply looked at my options and how zigzaggy I want it to be and how long the stitch is. That's all I've looked at. But there are specific instructions for each stitch type as well. What I'm encouraging you to do is, if you're not up for that, just try. Just try on your own stretchy fabric, just sewing. That's step one. Now let's get into the actual instruction bit that I've discovered on my machine. Zigzag stitch. Shows you how it's supposed to be applied, maybe. Shows you what type of foot. Shows you the zigzagginess and the length. This shows you the tension dial, which is that one there. And this is the foot type. I think we've covered that already. Then I used this weird one. This is my preferred one. I'm not quite sure what its intended use is. Can't work out that picture. And I haven't really played around with a different foot type either. Then we've got the nude stitch I tried. Again, I haven't really pretended to apply it in the way they wanted to do it. And lastly, I'm looking at this one. Now, this one looks very much like a blind hem application. So I'm going to change my foot type and let's see if I can do this. All right, well, if you've seen my blind hemming on an overlocker, you'll know we have to flip the hem up and then flip it under so that we've got a fold on the top of our fingers or underneath my thumb there. And what we're aiming to do is we're aiming to get that needle sewing into that edge of the fold. We don't have a trimming function on a sewing machine, so you will need to trim that nicely close to that fold. And this picture showed a long zigzag and a short zigzag. So I'm kind of wondering if the long zigzag is all the one that's going to catch that fold or if the short one is as well. Let's just have a look at what has happened. All right. Now I haven't been consistent in sewing a straight line along that fold, but it is pulling out nicely like a blind hem should. And of course, you can imagine if it was in a same coloured thread. Looks like it's catching the short zigzag as well as the long one. Let us see if that will stretch. It's not bad looking. Yeah, and it has ease of stretch, perfect ease of stretch. I like this. I think I can improve my application. As you can see there, I wasn't quite close enough to the fold line. So I'm going to have another go and just improve my skills, I hope. And again, take this as encouragement. We all learn through, well, hopefully we all learn through trial and error. Maybe I'm just the idiot who learns through trial and error, but it has stood me in good stead. Be used to error, be used to thinking how you can improve, and you will learn. All right, so I'm going to try and make sure I'm catching the edge with my long bit of the zigzag and be consistent in that application rather than wiggle wag over the way. Let's have a look at how this has turned out. Okay, yes, I think I am better. My application is closer to the fold line, close to the edge. Definitely looks neater. It's actually pulling out a lot easier as well. So there is a bit of a user curve in here, but it's pulling out quite nicely. And let's also make sure we can test the stretch worthiness. Looks good. Stretch is easy. I think that if you had that under stretch, you may only see the long stretches, long zigzag pieces, and that's okay. That's quite acceptable. You might want to trim off the edges afterwards, but it's fairly good. User can improve, I think. However, if you were doing my long sleeve stretch top clone, you now have 3 options for how to do a really stretchy hem. Plus, of course, the blind hem option for overlocker if you are lucky enough to have that type of machine. Now, I did also say that I was going to give you a bonus. Oh, and I have to remember to say subscribe, follow, all that jazz. Just hit that subscribe button in the right-hand corner. But our bonus is for stretch fabrics, knit fabrics, whatever you want to call them. Most of them do not fray when you cut them. So you can do absolutely nothing as an easy finish. Now, I do that for specific reasons. I do it for t-shirts that I want to cut down. Always add a little bit of extra length because they will roll if you're going to cut down a t-shirt. That's one that I've done. I will also use it when I've used very fine stretch fabric and maybe it's short and it's going to be sat on and I don't want to feel the ridge of a hem under my thighs. So for functionality of flow and for ease of comfort to sit on, sometimes I just want nothing. And the key to making a really clean cut, because that's what you will need to do, is maybe it's time to invest in a roller cutter and a self-healing mat. And you've seen me use that in all of my videos. They're easy to buy and you will thank yourself for the investment. Now, if you're a little bit skeptical about how that edge is going to wear, that pair of little tap shorts, I wear them often in summer. They're about 8 years old. And so this is a close-up of how that cut edge has gone. It really has never frayed. There's never been a string coming off it. It looks a little bit worn, but it's perfectly good and no one can see it unless you've zoomed in like this. So that's how it wears. And most knit fabric will do that. Subscribe, follow, like. We are going to be moving into some sharing in our next videos. And of course, enjoy your comfy life.